You are listening to the Two Gingerz podcast, streaming on Apple Podcasts and Podbean now. Here are your hosts, Sir William and the Duchess.
Good evening. My name is Sir William, and I am here with the Dutchy Poo.
Good day.
We got to mix it up a little bit. Day, evening.
I know.
You can listen to it in the middle of the night, the morning, whatever.
I know.
Suits your fancy.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to Two Gingers. And, you know, I got to tell you that's probably one of my favorite things about us switching over to strictly podcast, because now we can see when people are listening.
That's right.
I love the people who are getting in the middle of the night. And I just wonder, like, did they just get home?
Well,
or did they roll over and they can't sleep anymore?
Good question. You know what's another good question is, you know how we're doing the morning quickie?
Yes.
And that comes out every day, Monday to Friday.
Yes.
And we actually set up a little launch point at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
When that actually hits the Facebook.
Yeah.
People listen right at 6.
I know. I
like, who's up that early?
Love it, Sir William. A lot of people are up that early.
Guess.
Okay, a lot of people are up that early. Sorry, I'm playing with my mic, so I'm sorry if that's annoying. I'll stop right now. Yeah, a lot of people are, because I am one of the listeners that I start listening right at 6:15.
Nice.
And then at 6:30 it's over, and then I'm ready to start my day.
Nice.
But I have also heard from some people that it's a really great thing to have when you're just getting ready, like when you're doing your makeup in the morning, because it's 15 minutes, or people who are getting dressed and they're listening to it.
Or as our latest ad said, when you're waiting in line to get your coffee.
I almost peed my pants laughing so hard, because that's totally
That's exactly
true.
how long it takes. You could listen to the whole thing.
To the whole thing.
All of a sudden you're like totally educated on what's happening.
I know.
In the world.
I love it. So if you don't know what we're talking about, just scroll on down, because you can see all of the previous shows.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm really loving the morning quickie. I'm not going to lie.
It is fun. For
What
sure.
else is going on? What happened
So much
during the week that
so
we need
much
to
stuff.
discuss?
Well, we have some TV updates we got to totally talk about.
Do you want to just dive right in?
I guess.
Let's do it. Okay. So last week's podcast, we talked all about Shameless, and I broached the subject, had it jumped the shark. And I didn't mean to be offensive, because, again, I love this show, but I'm just wondering, like, is it time for it to end? Well, did it take a turn or what?
It totally took a turn, but it's taking another turn right now. Because I Googled
Yeah. Go ahead.
the last show just to make sure I didn't forget anything from the show, because it was a couple days ago.
Right.
And I see you were right about Cameron Monaghan, a.k.a.
Ian.
Ian,
Yeah.
is leaving the show.
Yeah.
And so is Emmy Rossum.
I know. And that's why I think that this is the last season. I don't think that they're going to continue it on without both of those actors.
Well, it does say in this article, which is on E! News, that, or E! Now, I guess it's called, that season 10 is yet to be ordered, but it is still very much a possibility. I don't know.
See, I don't know. Like, they kind of set it up for Ian to go to jail, that he would just be gone.
Right.
And that totally makes sense. And I guess that's why they just kind of put a button on it when he saw his ex-boyfriend in jail with him, that at least it put a big old bow on it, like, yay, and now they live happily ever after in jail for the next 2 years. Didn't he get 2 years or 3 years sentence? I can't remember.
I think it was 2.
But how do you do it without Fiona? Same thing. Like, is she going to go to jail because of tax evasion and and bankruptcy?
Or car accident.
Yeah. Okay, so she got into a car accident where we last left off with our listener. And this week, she really went loco, as the kids say.
Mm-hmm. Living La Vida Loca.
She has hit absolutely rock bottom, and she knows she's going to lose it all.
It was literally like the writers of the show listened to us last week, and heard you with the whole did the jump the shark, and
Right.
it was like, oh, we'll
Watch
respond
this.
to that.
Watch
Yeah,
this,
watch
Duchess. Now, was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago or just last week when she's sitting outside with a guy that she works with, and they're both sharing a big bottle of vodka, and she's complaining about her
Right.
life, and he's like, I'm going to be homeless.
Right.
And she's like, I can't afford my $25,000 retainer. And
Right.
he's like, my water got shut off.
That was this past week. Yeah.
I was laughing
great.
internally so much at that. And you know who that is? That is none other than J-Lo's ex-boyfriend, Casper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a dancer for J-Lo. Then they got together. They were like boyfriend and girlfriend for quite a long
So
time.
he probably is almost homeless now.
Well, yeah.
In real life.
Yeah, for sure. And then, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then, yeah, that was crazy.
So
Then she's walking through the grocery store,
I know, smoking, drinking.
smoking, testing out the vodka.
Right.
And then she decides to go home with the Tito's. I was peeing my pants laughing so hard.
She likes the Tito's.
I know. It was awesome.
So the one thing about the executive producer of the show,
Yeah.
he does say in this article that several main characters left the English version or the British version of the show.
Yeah.
And it went on. So I don't know. It seems like a long shot. To me, the only character that absolutely could not leave would be Frank.
Yeah.
So I think they could continue to do it.
I know, but then listen, if they were going to do this, because now we're writing for the Shameless, if they were going to go in that direction, why not keep Fiona doing well and like moving out of Chicago and becoming a bigwig and moving on? Like, why
Right,
have
bring
her
her
bottom
back.
back out?
Well, this also alludes to her having like a soft leave for the possibility that she could come back.
All right.
Even if it's within the next season, which I believe begins again in January.
Yeah, January 20th or
Part
21st.
2 of this season,
Yeah.
I think, is what they're doing. So
Listen, let's not get it twisted. I will watch regardless,
Right.
Because of all the reasons that we said before.
yeah, I can't wait to start over. Actually, I really want to
Seriously.
do that, to go back to when
Yeah.
the kids were all young and stuff.
Yeah, you
which
know-
you get to see at the beginning of the show and
Yes.
every opening and stuff. It's
Yeah,
great show. If you don't watch it, Shameless on HBO. That's a
Yes.
shameless plug for Shameless.
boom. You can send us T-shirts. P.O. Box 125, Huntley, Illinois.
And you have another show you wanted to talk about.
Okay, so I just asked you before we started recording if you had gotten into This Is Us, and you said,
No, but I've heard good things and I want to.
okay, now is the time, because you can go back on demand. You can watch season 1.
Okay.
We just started season 2 a few weeks ago. You know,
right.
you're not that far behind. You could really get in. It is such a great look at family and relationships, and oh my gosh, it is just getting so good. But there is an undercurrent right now with one of the leads, Toby, and he is dealing with some depression issues. And it's going hand in hand for me because I just started watching the new show A Million Little Things,
Okay.
which is all based around these 4 guys who are best buds. And in the first episode, spoiler, I mean, but this is what the whole show is based on. The first episode, one of the guys commits suicide. And they're trying to, you know, everything's flashing back and forward, much like This Is Us. We go back and we come to today, and we're trying to figure out like how everybody is connected and how it's all going together. But A Million Little Things, they do such a fantastic job. I'm not saying This Is Us doesn't. I'm just saying A Million Little Things does it better right now.
Okay.
That at the end of every show, they say suicide is an important topic of conversation. If you feel depressed or need help, here's the number. And they are really good at hitting that home at the end
Sure.
of each episode. And I just missed that this week. Now, we might have somebody that's listening right now that's getting really angry and shaking their fist at their radio or their iPod or iPod. because maybe I just fast forwarded through it. But A Million Little Things does such a good way of transitioning. It's before the scenes for the next.
Okay.
So like you watch it, and
right.
you're like, yes. But man, This Is Us, Mandy Moore. I am a fan, and I know some people are not. I think she does such a fantastic job as the mom to all of these children. And she had triplets. She lost one in birth.
Okay.
The same day, there's another child that was dropped off at the hospital and left. And the husband of Mandy Moore decides, well, we came in expecting to go home with 3, and now we can. And he adopts this other baby. So they raise these 3 as triplets, except the one is African American, the other 2 are white, and it's really interesting to watch as they're growing up, like all of the issues that come along with that, and the differences that maybe they see. It's very interesting. I really love it, but it is a tear jerker. Both of these are tear jerkers.
Okay.
But, for somebody like you, a big teddy bear that tries to hold it all in all the time, this might be a good, quote unquote, reason to get those tears out, that you could say, oh, This Is Us did it again. This damn show.
Boy, that's making me want to jump right in and watch it for sure.
But it is so good. Oh, the writing on it is so good. Listen, if a show can get you to feel that way every week, they're doing something right.
And apparently the royal dog likes it as well.
The royal dog really wants to be a part of this. Seriously, if you haven't tried those shows, go back, try them. Definitely let us know on social media what you think, right?
So much good TV on right now.
Now, the other thing that I want to go back because last time we were talking about the Connor's return to TV. I would like to go back and just say that a lot of people on social media are really saying that it's actually better than the show.
Better without her?
Yeah, that the
I'm
show ever
stunned.
was.
I'm stunned. I don't know why, because when I watched it, which was way, 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 way back at the beginning, I always thought this one might go because she's got great supporting cast. She annoyed the living shit out of me every time I watched her.
Right.
But I thought, when you got other good characters on there, it might fly or whatever. But she clearly was like people love to watch to hate her. It was like watching a train wreck every week.
Completely. And the other people, like I said, Laurie Metcalf and John Goodman, are saving the show. And people are so much in love with them that they will continue to watch. So I'm interested. I know I'm already behind because on the next episode, but I'm kind of just what's the word I'm looking for?
Revved up?
Reveling in how great it was before, So there's that. I'm enough about TV because you know what, Sir William, people are listening to this and they're like, hi, Halloween's right around the corner, dummies.
Yeah, like right around the corner.
A TikTok. I know, TikTok. So I thought it would be fun. Now, you know that I'm a big advocate. No, that's the wrong word again. What's going on with me? I think I need more Starbucks.
You're having a tough verbiage day.
I am. I am a big fan. Thank you. Fan of the Pinterest. So I looked up like these favorite Halloween costumes.
I do have to cut in and make an announcement.
Okay.
I have to do this every year from now on because you'll forget.
Okay.
This is our 7th Halloween show.
Oh my gosh. Already?
Yes, we started on Halloween night in 2012 as 2 dudes and a dog. It was a train wreck. It might have been the worst radio of all time, but you got to start crawling before you start walking, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And then the show got good, after that, once we got you on board.
Yeah.
We started kicking it
and it was
into high gear.
2 Dudes and the Duchess.
Yeah, we put a little hot sauce on it, and it it got much better as
and we
learned.
went on the FM dial for the first time
right around Halloween as well.
Yes, because the EP had us do a trick or treat event where people actually came to the station,
right,
and we gave out candy.
Yeah, like there's always changes on Halloween, and here we are. This is one of
I know.
We've done several podcasts, but, beginning of a new era kind of thing.
I know, the BR Studios.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
That's right.
All right, so what are you going as this year? See, I thought that's where we were headed. I thought you were going to be like, okay,
breaking news.
This is breaking news when I announced.
If I can somehow,
Seriously.
maybe make a shirt, just put a pumpkin.
Face.
Oh, okay. And my hair.
Yeah, and then we'll just give you a comb over.
My hair.
Yeah, Pinterest.com.
Yeah.
And I was searching up some good Halloween costumes. Now, line is that a lot of these costumes now are all about movies.
To all the trips you've made over the years to like the Halloween costume shops,
Yes.
Especially where you get the all like TV, movie star type of original. Today
Right.
it's like throwback to, this movie. Incredibles 2 is a big one this year.
It is.
Didn't we do that like 5 years ago?
Yes.
What?
I will say that when I went over to Pinterest, at least they had some. You get a shirt or a dress and you attach the word fake to the top. And then you can attach newspapers all the way around your middle. Like the girl who has it in this picture that we're looking at, she has it like as a tutu, all the newspapers around her middle. So you're fake news.
Which is funny because when I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, fake boobs."
No!
I couldn't
God.
I couldn't get to the newspaper
You
part.
are such a man. I can't.
That's a good costume though.
Come on,
That was
that's a
really
good
well
one,
done.
right? I really like that one a lot. Or this one really cracked me up too. So, us ladies, we all have male crushes, just like the guys have crushes on people in Hollywood. So pick out some of your favorite male hunks from Hollywood, or maybe just in your area. That would be funny too.
That'd be hilarious.
Cut out their faces and then display them from like fishing line or something from your umbrella and carry it around with you when it's raining
Oh my
men.
God. Could you imagine doing that with just like all the men in your subdivision?
I would.
And then you
crack
purposely
up.
excluded the ones you didn't like?
Yes.
That would be funny.
Now, you did say this because I think the reason that this one's a hot commodity this year is because of the movie, but to dress up as Tanya Harding,
Yeah.
right?
That I get.
I do get that one. Yeah, all right. I'll let that one live.
One of the things I'm seeing as a trend on people dressing up, and you see it a lot on Facebook and Twitter and stuff, is people are doing amazing things with makeup.
Oh
these
my
days.
gosh. Yes, they are. Have you seen these floating head makeup applications right now?
Because they're listening.
Yeah, but go ahead and Google it when you are available in front of your
floating head.
desktop, because it is absolutely phenomenal. Now, the thing is, though, that it's all of this makeup that you put right on your neck. So in pictures, it looks phenomenal. But I wonder when I walk into a party, does it look like my head is floating, or does it just look like what's on your neck?
And that's the thing with all makeup costumes, kind
Right,
of.
yeah.
And we live in such a unpredictable weather era these days.
I know.
It could be, I'm looking outside right now. We're 48 hours away from Halloween. It looks beautiful.
Right.
But it's cool enough that
Right.
you're probably not going to get super hot and
Right.
sweaty.
Yeah.
Sweat wrecks it. Rain, I would think, wrecks it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I know.
That's pictures right away because
Yes.
you're probably going to lose the effect of some of it. But
Yeah.
it feels new. Like I know people have always been using makeup, but I mean the elaborate.
Too is that little mama's now in the preteen era and all. So it's like they're not just the prom queen; they are prom queens of the little 5th grade, 6th grade dance here in Huntley.
Sure.
And they had a blast, might I add. Which, P.S., the costume that won there was the inflatable T-Rex. What?
You know who that was?
No.
I thought it was a little child, but
Yeah.
I did some research on it. I think it was April.
No
who used to
shit.
be at Lucky Bernie's.
No,
has one of
she's not a
those.
5th grader.
She has
no,
one of those,
it was a
and
5th
she
grader.
likes-
No, I think it was a 6th grader.
She
but
likes
anyway,
to wear it out.
She does like. I know, that's hilarious.
Shout out to April.
I know, we missed you. Come
Formerly
back.
Lucky Bernie's.
Come back.
In Huntley. Great sandwiches.
You
and good
lost
drinks.
my train of thought.
Sorry,
oh,
6th
so
grade
when she
dance
came
girls.
home from the party and she saw that all these people were zombies, now for we will.
It's like the matching zombie, pirate.
We'll see.
Zombie pirate.
Well, up like a little, of course, a sexy demon. Oh, the devil wears Prada. I mean, I think that's cute. But some of these have to go into the party and explain what you are. It's probably not. In St. Louis, we went ahead and we were Shark Week. Mm-hmm. And we all had on gray T-shirts with a different day of the week on. And then we had like blood splattered all over us. And we had little shark crochet hats. And it took people a minute.
But then
they got it. And it's so funny to watch when the light bulb goes on and they're like, yeah.
That's okay if they can get to it, even if it takes a minute. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
And really creative.
Right.
It's not okay when, like, nobody all night gets it.
I know. One time, Big and I, when we were dating, we got these big, huge burlap sacks and we put, like, cuts all over them, and then we wrapped plastic spoons up in aluminum foil and hot glued them all over and like blackened out our eyes, and we were voodoo dolls. No one all night long got it, but as soon as we said it, people were like, oh yeah. But back to the Shark Week, you can totally steal this idea. You could just take it a step further. If you didn't have 6 friends to walk around with you all night, you could just put all the days of the week on your shirt and, just dress up in gray and, your Shark Week or whatever. And especially with that terrible song that's such a hit right now that I got wormed into your brain.
Sing it.
I'm not going to.
Don't even start it.
Everybody's singing it right now, though, that's listening to it, so... Yeah, so now there's also a bunch of posts going around, which it usually does on this time of year, that says, let's be a little bit aware of who's coming to your door, because unfortunately we do have some children in our areas that may not be up to speed with the rest of their peers for whatever reason, right? We have some kids that have some learning disabilities. We have some kids that have other types of... Right? They just have stuff. Not every kid...
Lack of social skills.
Lack of social skills.
All kinds of different things, yeah.
Maybe they're autistic. Maybe they are dyslexic. Maybe they have just been diagnosed with some horrendous disease. What I'm trying to tell you is you don't know what you're opening the door to. So just be kind to everyone that you're opening your door to. And if the kid is pooping their pants and can't even say trick or treat to you, don't be a crotchety old man and not give them candy.
You need to be like a teacher. Read the signs.
Read the scenario.
And just give them something.
Exactly.
There's a comedian that I watch on a regular basis, Bill Maher. He's a political comedian. And in his last show, he was doing a bit on kids and trick-or-treating and stuff like that. And he's always had an issue with the way... He doesn't have any kids, but he has an issue with the way that people parent kids today. And he thinks a big problem is that they're too in their face, all over them, monitoring their every move, not letting them go places, therefore not letting them make any mistakes and that kind of thing. So then you get to a scenario like Halloween, and they can't go by themselves anywhere,
right.
and he's like, let's just make it one day where it's like a throwback day where we just let the kids be kids. This isn't about who gets the most candy. It's about kids getting candy and out there and having fun and being social with other kids. And it's completely fine for parents to be walking along like in the street and hanging out with the other parents, and they can even be having a good time themselves. That's great. But to the ones that have to, certainly with little kids, or even if they're afraid to do it, I mean, this could be a big coming out.
And what you're saying, and I do want to echo it, but unfortunately we are going to just let the children take charge. That something would backfire, but don't get upset with them if they don't understand how.
Right,
We might try to steal you. We are bombarding them with things from the left side when they don't understand how. Well, because they've never done that before. You've never just allowed them to walk up to some stranger's house and start talking to them.
Even if they're your neighbors. I mean, think about it when we were kids.
I know.
It was never a thing where you were ever afraid to go to somebody's door. I mean, I used to be a paper boy when I was younger than trick-or-treating. So, like, I knew everyone. I was going to their house.
Right.
And,
well, and let's be honest. There was that one scary house. Right.
Oh, of course.
There was that one scary old lady or scary old guy that you were like, I'm not going to her house.
Right. But then as the years progressed, you wanted to, and you wanted to find out if it was real or not.
Did you smell that dead body?
That's what Halloween's all about.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And it turns out it wasn't a dead body. It was just a smelly sock or something.
Now, you will also see the posts coming out, or maybe you've driven by and seen the homes with the blue pumpkin.
What is this, like the new Uber and Lyft lights?
I know, right? So, no, but that would be funny. Like if you had a blue Halloween pumpkin out there, and that means that Lyft is safe to pick you up there. This means that you are entering a home that they are going to offer non-nut treats. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be candy. You know, that means that you're going to get like puzzles or pencils or erasers, or like Tiffers from Canada does. She does Hot Zone is basically what you're telling them. So I'm not allergy. Excuse me. It's nice to see that out there. But again, I know
kids that are on like a gluten-free diet.
Right. You go ahead and let them trick. No, because you still want to allow them to have the opportunity to be a kid.
I know.
But
brand new, and we would all go out in our neighborhood together, and we had not little kids, but we always had fun while we were trick or treating. But
when you were a child?
No. When I was a young adult.
Oh, okay.
With everybody in the neighborhood had real young kids.
Gotcha.
And the first one was diagnosed, like, right when this became a thing, the peanut allergy.
Yeah.
And he went, and everybody was told they got to be careful. Don't get your peanut M&Ms in so-and-so's bag, and all this and that. And sure enough, he's like, being a kid, probably 4 years old, he's like, I just want to try one, And so we're walking along or something, and like they didn't have the pen then, so you had to rush them.
I mean, it is a serious thing, so you
There's
do have to be careful.
No doubt
but
about it.
that leads me to my next thing. Like, we didn't have to worry about this, that, and the other when we were younger at noon, because the trick-or-treater hours were not until after dinner. Well, now, in our area, trick-or-treating starts as early as 3 o'clock, and it is over at 7 p.m. everywhere around us.
So I ask, who can do that? I mean, the only people that I know that can participate in this are stay-at-home parents.
Right.
They're the only ones that can do that.
Correct. Or
Companies don't let you off work early for Halloween. I mean, they
sure
may.
Right.
If you're doing well and, you've been there for a long time or whatever.
It's ridiculous.
But it's not something you can count on. Yeah, and you got all the hours posted. We had that on the morning quickie, let everybody know the areas around here, and it's all over at 7.
All of it.
Although it lingers always till like 8.
It does linger a little. Comes to my door at 7:30, and I still have candy. I'm handing it out.
Right.
The only time that I won't is, if we've run out. But then you go by the staple, it lights out, But it is really super frustrating. Like, Lil Mama doesn't even get home that early from school. So what? I swear, I'm going to be really frustrated if my doorbell has rang before my daughter's even home from school. That's going to be super frustrating. But what do you think about this, Sir William? I have been talking with people. Actually, the girl who did my hair just recently, we were talking about this, and she lives not too far from here in Johnsburg.
Okay.
Johnsburg, they designate the Sunday before Halloween, and it's like noon to 8. And don't quote me on that, but I know that it's a designated day. It's on Sunday.
Okay.
So nobody does anything on school,
And
but then people
know
are
that-
home.
People know that in advance. I think that's great to have football on in the background.
Right?
I don't think that's...
I seriously think that we need to talk to our friends over at the Village and find out what we would need to do. Like, is it a petition or what? I would totally sign a petition, because then I also think that it opens up the opportunity for it to go back to being a family event and pulling neighborhoods closer together. But when you're asking a parent, oh, and now you have to get off of work early, some of them might do that and not get paid for those hours, just so that you can go trick-or-treating with your little?
Well,
That's crazy.
You know that if you work downtown, it's not worth even going in that day. Now you're taking a whole day off.
The whole day off. You might as well be working from home, or I'm telling you to do that. But yes, it's all 3 o'clock. And why is Huntley at 4? Every place else around.
The other thing I'd like to see is, with them starting so early now, especially like the little ones, and they go like, usually at 3 is when you get all fairly mixed second graders and high school kids together, but all the kids were out there like
all
at
of
the
them.
same time.
Right.
And it was fun. I remember being like in 4th grade and seeing like the high school kids dressed up as YMCA, that band, the Village People, you know, and stuff like that. That was like, that's cool. That was like part of it, you know?
Well, that leads me to my next thing, was the post that I saw about the next time that you open your door on Halloween to a high school student that's not in a costume, before you give them a piece of your mind, they could be out doing drugs, they could be out drinking, they could be out vandalizing something. Be thankful that they're standing in front of you and they're just asking for a Tootsie Pop, okay? Just don't be that grumpy old person.
I do laugh at a former guest of the show. We're going to a Halloween party, and they just put on their sports jerseys and like, but you know what? He took a picture of them and posted it on Facebook. So, right there, like you gotta deal with that. You gotta up your game the next year.
You could just be a zombie football player,
exactly.
or a zombie soccer player, or a zombie cheerleader. I
do find, one last thing about the costumes, I do find it amazing when I see some of these adults and some friends of the show.
Yeah.
The amount of effort and work and
I know
money and stuff that they put into it is fantastic. But if it were me and I did that with a costume, I better have like 3 or 4 events I'm going to.
Oh, completely.
Not just walking around from 4 to 7.
But that's why I love things in our area, like the 5th grade, 6th grade dance.
Right.
So she's, little mama's worn it there.
Right.
Then went to a family friends party, wore it there. Then there was an event at the BR, wore it there. Then school, then trick-or-treating. You've already worn it now 5 times. That makes it a lot better when you're forking over some hard-earned cash.
Yep. And I do want
to wear this.
Throw out one tip to mothers, especially
turn it up.
Young children.
Yes.
Boys or girls.
Yes.
When Halloween is over, go immediately to the Halloween costume shop.
Absolutely.
Where your costumes that you were paying $42.50 for are now $3.10.
Yeah.
On the high end.
Right.
And then they start going on sale from there.
Yes.
We would do that every year. She would buy, it didn't matter what size. She'd just like clean them out.
Yeah.
Just, I'll take all of them.
Right.
And then we had make it, you
right.
know, like what you wanted it to be. And there was some crazy, we didn't have zombie stuff back then, but you had like, you know, fairies with a ninja sword or something.
Right.
You know,
no, I love
kids,
that.
Yeah.
Especially little girls, because little girls love to play dress up. Yeah. So I've been doing that as well for little mama. And actually, I'm about to purge a bunch of them because she's grown so much that she's outgrown a lot of those. But yeah, it's such a great idea. And, you know, I'm a big advocate. I've talked to our audience about this before, is that you also then get the cheap Halloween plates and the cheap Halloween cups and the napkins and and then you're all set for next year. So I'm a big advocate. Oh, yeah.
We're going to need to have a show on the Super Bowl closet.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to give you some, what am I going to do with all this candy?
Right.
And I have all of, tell you,
I love how this changes every year too.
I know.
It gives you like
just on wine pairings.
Right.
I think last year, if you go back,
Like
it's
liquor.
more. Oh, so
hello, my friend. It's been a while.
peanut butter cups.
Uh-huh.
It pairs best with Chardonnay.
I would not have guessed that.
Me either.
Who would think?
I'm not a huge Chardonnay fan because it tends to be a little bit too dry.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if the peanut butter
Just pulls the dryness
like
out.
cuts it for you. Yeah.
I like it.
Now I know we used to eat red vines on this show
Right.
like it was going out of style. Twizzlers and Pinot Noir.
Wow.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I know. I wonder. I think it's going to be the same, for my dear friends over at the Red Vines. I would think that Red Vines and Pinot Noir would go really well. And then because it's licorice, you can like bite off the ends and then use it as a straw.
Right.
And then, how about Snickers? Are you a Snickers eater?
They're my favorites.
Yeah, Snickers and
Going down a different path. I'm not a big
Sorry.
champagne guy.
Well, I am. And there's something about let's rename that as that's the snack of this season, okay?
Right.
The bubble nut.
The bubble nut.
The next one is a Twix and a Syrah.
Man, that's
What do you think?
so good. Those are two good things. They have to be good together.
I think I'm going to try that because
love
I
the
like me a
Twix.
Twix.
Yeah. I love the commercials too, the left and the right side, like they're different.
Yes, I know. They're hilarious. Now, I am one of those weird people that do like candy corn.
Yes, you do.
I actually really like it. And so candy corn and Riesling, why have I never thought of putting these two together?
How about candy corn jelly beans?
Don't get... Do you hear that silence?
Road trip. Let's get them started again.
Why would you bring that up?
Well, because they keep starting and stopping. I thought maybe they were on again, off again.
No.
Every year. No, they're off?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive, unless you want to make another phone call, because now they're claiming, Jelly Belly's claiming that they never released a candy corn flavor.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, I had a case of it, and now it's nowhere to be found. Probably gives me something like lupus or something, and then I'm going to be like, thanks a lot. That's not a laughing matter. I was just making a joke. Don't write to me. Starburst and Rosé.
I like that.
I like that a lot, especially because I tend to really like the pink Starburst. So much so that Big and Little Mama bought me an entire bag of the pinks and reds for Mother's Day. I think I'm going to have to throw some in with the Rosé. How about Butterfinger and Sauvignon Blanc?
Sauvignon Blanc. Mm-hmm. I like. Ooh,
And Butterfinger.
that's interesting.
I think so, because isn't the Sauvignon Blanc tend to be a little bit buttery? Mm-hmm. So I think the Butterfinger and the I'm going to try it. Now, I know you're a Merlot guy.
I'm a Merlot guy, yeah.
Are you a Skittles guy?
I like Skittles, yeah.
Supposedly that's the number one pairing of 2018.
The interesting thing about that and the one with the Starburst is the fruits all have such a different taste
I know.
to them, versus the
Right.
Twix, even though they market it that the two sides are different, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I think that would be interesting.
Dark chocolate Kit Kat,
And anything.
Cabernet.
Oh, my goodness. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I'm all
Okay.
about the heart.
Sure. I am not a huge fan of the dark. I didn't even turn into a cab lover. So, all right. I think I'm going to have a wine tasting. I mean, I just want to throw the gummy bears right in the Pinot.
Right.
Would they?
Do they have THC in them?
No, I'm talking about plain.
'Cause that
it's
would
not that I said that I like the pink Starburst the best. They're saying if I do that, it should actually be paired with a Moscato.
Oh,
Now, Moscato, just D'Asti to be exact, is one of my favorite Moscatos. It is the sweetest wine you will ever drink. But man, that sounds really good. It sounds really good together. And you know what else sounds good? Now, I've never had this wine, Lambrusco. I believe it's a white wine. It flavors best with Swedish fish. Now I could eat my weight.
Swedish fish.
Yeah. I would eat the fish.
Back in the day.
It was too, but the EP used to get really mad at me because that's when the giggle just became really huge, because I would just do my Betty Rubble giggle constantly because I was
doing the fish. Doing the Swedish fish dance. Love it.
Oh, Sir William, another year. I can't believe it. I wonder what we need to put on our vision board for next Halloween. I mean, big things keep happening for us on Halloween. So
maybe we should dress up.
Okay.
See if we can keep a straight face for 45 minutes.
I'll go as a bubble. You go as a nut. We'll
Bubble
see
nut.
if people can figure out what we are.
Bubble nut. No, we could dress up and we could do it on video.
Yeah, totally. Let's do it.
All right.
You heard it here first. Remember, this year we were supposed to be Captain and Tennille.
Right. Do that to me one more time. Once is never enough for a girl like you.
Oh, good. All right, listen, I have so much to do before Wednesday. We got to get out of here.
I'm ready to jump as well.
All right.
From the Boulder Ridge Studios in Lake in the Hills, Illinois.
Bye-bye.
Stay.
Sir William's okay, but bye-bye.
The Two Gingers podcast is written, hosted, and produced by Sir William Guerin and the Duchess, Kate Curtin. Head over to our website for more at twogingers.com. That's Gingerz with a Z. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button to get our weekly podcasts on Apple Podcasts.